USC in black. And the winner will face UCLA on Saturday night for the national championship. Colleen Ward will start out serving. 6'2" senior from Naperville, Illinois, and the service error, point USC.
In for the Trojans, Lauren Williams. In the serve, Aaron Yoder.
Aaron Yoder will serve. The junior from San Clemente, her dad Bob, won a national championship as a player and a coach at Southern California. Michelle Birch gets the kill, uses the block. Birch is the 6'3" senior from Maryville, Illinois. Third-team All-American who has moved from the outside to the opposite this year. Or excuse me, the other way around, opposite to the outside. Speaks to the depth of this Illini club this year.
And it speaks to her talent that she can get to the position where she can get served a lot. In fact, she has become maybe the best passer, the best receiver of serve on her team. Give her a lot of credit, and Coach Hambley for developing that ball control. So expect USC to serve at her some, but also to test the ball control of Colleen Ward in the backcourt.
Kendall Bateman and the set to the middle. Lauren Williams. Coach Mick Haley said, yeah, we've got one of the best hitters in the country in Jupiter, but we need some balance so they can't key defensively just on Alex.
And if you go down the board and you look for advantages, SC has to have one in the senior experience of somebody in the setter position who handles the ball so often as a Kendall Bateman, who puts Alex Jupiter on that touch in a good position to score.
Annie Lurson with the set to the back row. Terrific dig by the Pac-12 Libero of the Year, Natalie Haglund, and a point Illinois.
Yeah, and I like the dig here by Haglund. I also like that Bateman was able to get in there twice and jump in the way right there to make that set, giving her team lots of good swings. Every swing is a chance to score a point. Got to figure out that formula to get to 25.
Rachel Feldman, a former walk-on, now on scholarship with the serve, and the kill again to the middle. Lauren Williams, a homecoming for the fifth-year senior from Houston. Her third kill already.
And they love getting it to the 6'4" Williams, who's going to attack at the setter for Illinois, who's only 5'10" at the net, not known for her jumping skills.
Sliding behind for the kill, Aaron Johnson. And the middle blocker response for Illinois.
So middle one way, middle the other. You could see Lauren Williams for USC cheating the other direction because they respect very much the left side attack of Illinois. Will follow what those middles are doing and where they're leaning. USC keeps setting Lauren Williams 3 straight times there to get them points when they're receiving serve. We call those side outs. And even each time they had 2 blockers up. Illinois is actually setting up a pretty good block. Williams just going over it.
She rotates out. Annie Lurson go to the outside, and Colleen Ward. We had a net violation for USC. When we talked to Kevin Hambley, the coach for Illinois, about strategy, he said it's pretty simple tonight. Whoever wins the pins, whoever's got the attack going on the outside is going to take the match.
Both teams really have talented left side hitters, but probably the better duo just in terms of firepower has to be Colleen Ward and Michelle Birch, and another set to the middle. Clearly Bateman is trying to establish that early for USC.
She'll go outside this time to Alex Fuller. Point USC. Kevin Hambley in his 3rd season, his 8th at Illinois, the former assistant coach who was the coach in waiting behind Don Harden and then took over the job 3 years ago. And he's got a team that's hungry. They're sick and tired of going out in the Sweet 16 in the last couple of years, and they've advanced farther this year.
They had some good performances. That time the setter, Annie Lurson, breaking out her left hand. She is left-handed, so she can flip it down like that, a dump, or actually attack. But he said his seniors are just tired of not going further, and they had it. And so that was the hunger that they needed to get them. He said they didn't really care about beating Penn State, sweeping them in the regular season. Yeah. Not so much about the Big Ten, getting to this tournament and getting it on.
And they should be well rested. When you look at the regionals, they had the easiest road of the 4 teams that got here. This is the first time in the tournament they are playing a seeded opponent. And it was a much rougher road. In fact, the toughest for USC in terms of the competition and the travel. They played in the Honolulu Regional and came straight here on Sunday. And for Mick Haley, there's the KG veteran, 35 years, 11 of those on the USC bench. He's coached in the Olympics. He's won national championships at Texas and at Southern Cal.
Yep, Texas was the first school outside the West Coast to break through the barrier and win in 1988 with him at the helm. Wow, that's some power from Ward.
That's why it's so important to win the pins. They've got some heavy hitters outside.
And she also wants to use that power now at the service line. She's one of the few who has an effective jump spin serve. So it's just like an attack from 30 feet off the net. Pretty high toss. And she's going to try and power it off so that USC's out of scrambling to control the ball.
Jupiter takes a swing at it, slowed down by the block. Erin McMahon, who at 6'6", is the tallest player on the court, the freshman out of Liberty Township, Ohio. And Hamley wants to get her opposite of Jupiter a lot tonight.
And that's the way the lineup worked. They got McMahon lined up well, so she'll be blocking Alex Jupiter this rotation and the next one. So Ward wants to get a serve just like that. Now it pretty much has to go somewhere where Illinois could set up a good block. Great chase by Wardell.
Ward keeps it alive. Free ball USC. Jupiter's going to get a swing at it and got it by the block for the kill. For Alex Jupiter, that's her first of the match.
Man, termination from Ward, blowing it off the SC libero, and then there Alex Jupiter blowing out libero Jennifer Beltran, number 3 for Illinois. Both very strong liberos, but they could not control the heat.
Arch had to tip and then fell into the net. Point USC. Already you feel the tempo and the pace much quicker here in our second semifinal. Battle tested from the Big Ten and the Pac-12.
Jupiter getting too anxious there. She didn't even need to touch that ball. Her team was in a great position to win that, but by reaching over before any part of the ball was on her side of the net, she made an illegal block. You can see USC is really testing, trying to serve a lot of their serves toward number 4, Colleen Ward, in the backcourt. And that time she didn't make a great one.
They want to keep her busy, try and wear her down a little bit. Another kill in the middle. Lauren Williams, 5 kills in the opening set.
And you can see she doesn't have the power of an Alex Jupiter or a Colleen Ward, but she hits it from such a high contact point that she can just kind of fluff it around, but she does a really good job of finding the open spots on the court.
A 4-year starter, twice an All-American. McMahon off the block, and at 6'6", she's able to hit high hands.
And if you get McMahon blocking Jupiter, you're going to get Jupiter blocking McMahon, and that's what you had there. Jupiter actually getting a pretty good touch, but it went too far deep. The defense of USC couldn't chase.
McMahon rotates out. Feldman serving. Illinois started out the year 20-0, the last team to lose in the country as Williams misfires, and when we asked them about it, they rose all the way to number 1, first time in school history. Colleen Ward said, yeah, it was pretty cool. You know, you read it in the paper, but we knew we weren't playing as well as we could.
And when they lost finally at the end of that 20-0 streak, they learned. That was in fact, you learn, I think, a lot more in losing than winning, but winning was hiding some of those, and a big part of it was just they would take plays off.
Yep.
And they learned you have to keep your focus in the Big Ten, and you absolutely have to keep your focus for 6 matches to win an NCAA title. Every single play.
Tied at 11, opening set, national semifinals. Illinois in white, USC in the black. Kendall Bateman, the All-American. And a double block awaiting Jupiter, sent back by Illinois.
You can see his spot. As soon as USC had a misfire, they gave up that point, and then the block. Barch, a very strong left side blocker. turning her left hand in there, stuffing Alex Jupiter down the line. Let's see where setter Kendall Bateman chooses to go this time. Back to Williams in the middle, and even though it's a missed contact, because Kendall Bateman set the ball a little too close, so Williams is fluffing, hitting the back of the ball there. You see that back screen. That's not what you want to have, but again, you're 6'5", you're going to put the ball away a lot.
That ends a 4-0 run. And the first lead that Illinois had on the night. Fuller plays it across. Lurson looking for Birch. Bumped outside. Fuller bringing some heat. Point SC.
Both Fuller for USC and McMahon for Illinois are hitters that hit behind the setter. The setter will back set to them, and they keep offenses, or rather they keep blocks honest because they stretch the court out.
Bateman, look at Fuller. Got up before the block did. Point SC.
So you can see Bateman feeling a little change in rhythm. She misconnected with Williams in the middle once. And so she goes back to Fuller. Now she's getting a different hitter going, and she's streaking hitters so far in this match. Expect her to go back to Fuller until maybe she has a little trouble there.
Service error. Kendall Bateman was born and bred to play volleyball. Grew up in Manhattan Beach. Went to Prep Power Miracosta. Won a couple of mythical national high school championships. Here she is with the set, takes it out of the net to Fuller, but nowhere to go with the double block. The other side, Johnson and Ward.
And she says those seniors, herself, Alex Jupiter, Lauren Williams, have really learned how important it is and how to communicate properly. They went through some tough losses during their career early on, and now they've gotten to the point where they can trust each other so much by communicating well and trusting.
Good get by Birch to keep it alive for Illinois. Joust and pushed across by Williams. She's been the difference so far in the first set. 7 kills for Southern California. They've got the 1-point advantage. The championship trophy enjoying a night out on the Riverwalk in San Antonio. (15-14) USC with the slight lead over Illinois. First set, best 3 of 5 for a spot in the finals against UCLA. And for the Trojans of Southern California, 29 appearances, 3 NCAA titles. They've also got 3 AIAW titles from the 70s. And they were here last year, but it was a very short stay. A 3-0 sweep at the hands of the Cal Bears. Kevin Hambley leading a resurgence at Illinois. They had back-to-back trips to the semis in '87 and '88. They lost to Hawaii, which has developed now into a theme. They are 0-9 in their NCAA tournament history against West Coast teams. So not only are they looking to break through and win their first national championship, but they'll have to beat 2 West Coast teams to do it, with USC and UCLA remaining. Illinois going to work. Birch out of the back, hits it long. Point Trojans. Natalie Haglund, one of the top liberos in the country, will serve it up. Johnson, had to reach way back for that one. Point Illinois.
Little breakdown in the USC defense. That's set way off the net. I like what Johnson did to make up for that, but there was some huge space that she shouldn't have had an opportunity to swing.
Bateman quick to the middle, and Olgard. Alexis Olgard, the 6'5" sophomore from Spokane. Part of that recruiting class from a couple years ago that was #1 in the nation. He's had a big impact.
Got a couple of 6'5" targets in the middle. Why not use them? That takes a lot of pressure off your other hitters. Colleen Ward having a ton of trouble right now receiving serve. The last few touches not good for her, which leads to point opportunities for USC.
Birch with another good get. Averaging 3 digs per set is Michelle Barch, number 6 in white. Bumps it over to Ward. Now a chance of transition for Colleen Ward to terminate. Popped up by Haglund. Illinois.
Great up by Haglund there to play forward on the ball. It was going to hit the ground, hit the floor in front of her. And watch her sprawl forward. USC not getting low enough. That's a tough play for a middle to make, and Alexis Olgard, number 1 for USC, has to get much lower to react to that ball off as it touches the net.
Oh, serving, a tough one.
Great pass by Haglund off the net cord.
Out to Ward. Haglund, overpass. Ward tried to push it deep. Chance SC. Shaw way outside the line. McMahon. Point Illinois.
And even there, a little miscommunication between the setter, Bateman, and the outside hitter, Jupiter. Hesitation as to who should play that ball. And they've been playing together for 4 years, still working on making that perfect.
Larson serving tied at 17. Jupiter swooping in from the back. Point SC.
Back to serve for USC is Sarah Shaw.
Jupiter pretty quiet so far, but she had a slow start against University of Hawaii, hitting negative that first game before turning it around and winning the match for her team in the 5th.
Barch to Larson, outside to Ward, stuffed, rejected by Olgard.
We talked about it in the first semifinal. If you've got a 6'5" middle and a 5'11" outside blocker, end blocker, you probably want to go with the end blocker. There's that blocker's in the middle for a reason. She's good.
19-17, SC advantage. First set in the semis. You're watching the NCAA Volleyball National Semifinals presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. 19-17 USC over Illinois very early in our second semi. And earlier tonight, it was UCLA eliminating Florida State 3-zip. Rachel Kidder with 21 kills. Lauren Van Orden spreading the wealth. As UCLA hit over 300, they are back in the finals for the first time in 20 years. And looking for a 4th NCAA title. SC also looking for a 4th, and Natalie Haglund digging it up defensively.
And liberos are becoming more and more important. Coaches are valuing them more and more for what they offer. Ball control, defense like Haglund's doing here, and in addition, she's passing the ball really well. She's the best passer on the floor so far with the highest average. When the serve comes to her, she gets the ball right on the setter's head. That was not a perfect pass. The setter for Illinois had to run and chase it down.
Story thus far, the big hitters on both sides not showing up just yet. But Lauren Williams, the middle for SC, has been leading the way.
And remember, not a great swing on the last one by Ward, but this time a much better choice to go at the smaller. 5'11's not small, but it's a lot smaller than 6'5". Blocker down the line rather than hitting right into the middle blocker for USC.
Ward elevating nicely at 6'2" to get up there. Bateman able to push it across. Barch jumps on it. Point line eye to tie it up. Set is to 25 after win by 2.
Nice quick play, quick savvy play by Illinois just to set Barch on the first contact and didn't give USC a chance to set up a strong block.
6 ties, a couple of lead changes thus far. Shaw with the pass to Bateman. Jupiter elevates. Block slowed it down with McMahon at 6'6", opposite. But USC returns the favor with a stuff.
You gotta like how prepared you saw Alex Jupiter there, number 7. She stepped in to our left, to her right, and allowed the middle to form a really strong 2-person block. No seam in between. Nice read on that play by Jupiter.
Barch got it by the block that time. Point Illinois.
Good choice by Barch, and Lauren Williams, the middle blocker for USC, a little mad at herself. She came down thinking, boy, I had that one. I just didn't get my hands over the net enough.
Jennifer Beltran, the sophomore from Reseda, California. former ESPN Rise High School All-American. Jupiter rejected. Alex will roll it over for the kill.
And she's played a lot of beach volleyball. She didn't really even play all that much indoor volleyball as she was growing up until she got to college. And so that is a great beach volleyball shot right there. That little roll shot. And it's smart because she had a big block in front of her. She found the open spot in the court and figured out a different way to get the point.
Jupiter, born in France, came to the U.S. to play volleyball and to get her college degree, doing both at Southern California, and a block for Illinois. Ties it again at 21.
That's a huge block right there. In this case, you probably do want to go at the middle blocker because she's 5 inches shorter than the end blocker, Liz McMahon, who's 6'6". The middle, Aaron Johnson, 6'1".
Feldman serving out of Normal, Illinois. The special thing for the Fighting Illini, a ton of homegrown talent on their side, leading them to the national semis as Katie Fuller gets the kill. That's her 5th. Out of La Costa Canyon High School, she played together with their libero, Natalie Hagland. In their prep days, Fuller really struggling behind the line. Another service error. Or Jupiter, excuse me. She's hit a couple into the net here in the first set. Birch sends it over. Bateman to Fuller. Birch, wrong side of the antenna. USC with a leg up now, 2 points away from the set.
Certainly another advantage for USC is how much they got tested last weekend, both by Hawaii, down 2-1 before coming back, and against Pepperdine. 2 straight nights, 2 big tests. It'll be interesting to see how Illinois reacts, having not been tested as much this tournament.
Ward didn't get a full swing on it.
Heads up play there by Sarah Shaw.
Into the tape.
And earns her team the point. Scramble and a bad defensive play in the backcourt. Already 2 touches had been used, so she puts the ball over the net. And now USC with its first set point.
Hagland sends it to Birch. Outside Ward. Got it. 1 more set point for Southern Cal.
And this is the one you want to have when your team can receive serve. It's better to have the ball on your side of the net than on the other. So USC has an opportunity here to close it out on offense rather than on defense.
Fuller. Birch takes it up. Lurson going out to Ward. 2 set points saved for Illinois.
Often teams will let up a little here, but USC can still have the advantage. If they win this point, they'll earn themselves another one. Coach Haley was talking to the opposite there.
I like how Jackie Wolf served it to Jupiter and made her a passer. And they had to go to Fuller on that swing. And now the timeout called, even at 24.
And you can see the USC huddle. They divide up by position. The middles are talking
Illinois,
about
yep.
how they're going to try to set up their defense. The outsides also. And, of course, what some people call the smalls, the DSs, the defensive specialists, the liberos, the smaller players who play in the backcourt, trying to set up. Then they all gather together at the end of the timeout here. Coach Hambley talks to them, but they have to set up their pattern.
Tied at 24. The Division III College Football National Championship comes your way live at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. That'll be on Friday night, Saturday night at 8:30 Eastern. It's our national championship match from San Antonio. For more information, visit NCAA.com, your home for all 88 NCAA championships. The UCLA Bruins into the finals. They swept Florida State earlier tonight. Rachel Kidder leading the way with 21 kills. And they await the winner of Illinois and SC. Alex Jupiter. Just 3 kills thus far. She's hitting negative. Colleen Ward has 6 kills, hitting .250. Our two impact players have to win by 2 now. Into the net, and a third set point for USC.
Just like in basketball, when you ice the free throw shooter, a timeout often makes the server think about it a little too long, and the serve will go into the net. That's the last thing you want. It's at least got to go over the net and hit somebody on the way out of bounds. You could still score the point.
Going to Ward. Fights off another one. Substitution will get the 6', 6-inch freshman back in up front, McMahon. Keeping an eye on Jupiter across the way. Bateman goes to Shaw, and the block is up.
What a cover by Hagelin.
Great get by Beltran. McMahon to Hagelin again. Arches there. McMahon, Hagelin, a third time. And reaching over the net was Illinois. Point SC.
Give that point all to Hagelin. What an amazing series of digs by Natalie Hagelin. First, the cover. She kept the play alive when her hitter got blocked. Then the 2 digs.
Ward, tough pass. Lurson's got to chase it.
And now an opportunity, a free ball for USC. Not a great pass.
Bateman to Fuller. Sent back, Jupiter, excuse me. Back out to Jupiter. Beltran down to get it.
Beltran returning the favor.
Jupiter once more. Beltran again. Ward rejected. And USC grabs the opener. Tremendous defense on both sides late. And it's the stuff that saves it for SC in a 1-0 lead.